Hello everybody, my name's Akupa from Newcastle Buddhist Centre. As you may know, and as we've explained in other places, we've had to close the centre for a couple of weeks. Hence this video. We didn't want to stop the business of the centre in communicating the Buddha's teachings. So this video is mainly to cover the second week of the introductory course, the 6-week challenge that we've been doing. It's on Monday nights. However, it also happens to cover what we're doing at Sangha nights as well at the moment. It covers the ground that Sradhamani was taking us through on Wednesday evening. So it's a good follow-up to that as well. So those of you who were there last Monday will remember that we looked at 3 basic kind of truths, working hypotheses, operational concepts, call them what you will, from the Buddha that can really help us liberate ourselves and the way that we live our lives. And those were one, that we can change. Secondly, that true happiness comes from within, not from the outside world. And thirdly, that we are interconnected. We are profoundly interconnected with each other, with life, and the world in general. So hopefully you've been able to reflect on those a little bit through the week and perhaps do some meditation. What we're doing this week is to move on to how we change, looking at some of the actual ways in which we can bring about change. The Buddha was concerned to help us be free, to help us find deep happiness, sense of meaning, fulfillment and connection in our lives. And according to the Buddha, one of the things that stops us doing that is that we get caught in kind of vicious cycles of mind. Some of these cycles are very graphically portrayed in this image. This is the Wheel of Life, or the Tibetan Wheel of Life, a very traditional depiction of some of the Buddha's core teachings. What you'll see in these segments in the middle part of the wheel are what's called the 6 realms, and you could say these are 6 particular kind of cycles that we can get into in our lives. So in this segment, for example, you'll see a lot of people fighting with each other. So this is the realm of sort of fighting for status and wealth. Down here, below them, there's what's called the realm of the hungry ghosts. And it's basically the realm of addiction, where people are trying to seek satisfaction. Down at the bottom of the image is the hell realm. So this is just the realm of just sheer suffering. You can see people here suffering in all sorts of ways. And that indicates that in ways, sometimes when we're suffering, it's difficult to find a way out of it, because the suffering just takes up all of our attention. In this realm over here is the animal realm. So you'll see various animals here. Not just animals though, we too can sometimes get into states of being where we pretty well just live on an animal level. Up at the top here is what's called the realm of the gods. In a way, what this is, it looks very pleasurable. You'll see people up here basically playing musical instruments, leading quite a pleasurable existence. But the problem with that realm is just complacency. It's the realm of really getting caught up in having a nice life, but not really understanding how things change, how things are impermanent. Finally, over here we've got the human realm. So you'll see people living an ordinary human life, perhaps a spiritual life. So the positive thing about being a human, being in the human realm, is that we've got self-awareness, and that gives us the ability to change, grow and develop. This outside circle on the Wheel of Life illustrates the very basic process of how we become human, how consciousness and form come together and produce what we are, these embodied human beings. And as human beings, we have senses. We come into contact with things. And on the basis of having sense organs like sight, hearing, touch, and so on, we experience either pleasure or pain. Then because we experience pleasure or pain, basically we grasp after things or we push things away. So there's a basic kind of response of craving. There's a basic response of wanting the world to be in a particular way or wanting the world not to be in a particular way. And it's just at this point that the Buddha says that we can change. So what we can do through meditation, we can develop something of a gap between the stimulus that gives rise to pleasure and pain and our response, in a way, the stimulus, craving, response. You'll see that this gap on the wheel of life, this gap is down here in this corner. This represents stimulus, this represents our response of craving. At this point we've got the choice as to whether to go round and round the wheel again or to lift away from the wheel into a more creative kind of way of living our lives.